The first question is, when people really find, after the 10th class, they do their studies, they find their path. After getting a job, and they will be in a way where they can earn money and find their partner and everything. So it is a routine life going on. But coming to the age of 30 years, then they will find that I'm not happy.
Yeah, this is an important one. So normally what happens, this is a cycle that one kid goes to school, then he gets married, he or she get married, then they reproduce, and then in their 30s or 40s, they realize that they need something more, and they don't have a way to it. So the society is created in such a way that everyone fall prey to these tactics of the education system.
Yeah.
So I say the education system is not created to make people happy, but to make them an employer. So what happens after when we are in the graduation, so in the schooling, doing the schoolings, so we think that in future we'll be having a good life. So we run for the good life. We go to next college, go to colleges or start doing the jobs, and then we think that after 5 years, when we're in the better position, we'll have a good life. Then we get married as well. So again, the thinking is that we'll be having a good life after getting married. Then we think of having kids on the similar manner that we might be happy once we have kids or more progress in life in jobs, but that doesn't happen, and this cycle repeats for every one of us. The problem with this society, I find, is that everyone is trained to look in the future, but they're not happy with the present self at all. So if you want to be happy, if you are earning good money, if you're even earning small money or good money or very good money, I find people who are millionaires, and they're still not happy. So they're running after some new things, and they find that their life is still miserable. So why? And you'll find people who are earning very less money and they're still not happy. So what is the difference than having too much of money and not having too much money if the mindset doesn't change?
So do you think that they have to put on their clear mindset from which age?
Absolutely. So first thing is that there's nothing in future. Everything is in the present.
Yeah.
So if we start living the present, that will make a huge difference. So if we want to enjoy something, why can't we enjoy it today? So some people will say, I need more money. But there are things which we can do today for our happiness. There are smaller things. We can have good sleep, good day, good exercises, meeting with our friends, doing things which we always want to do. So we should work on those things and start doing them today. Why to wait on another day? What normally happens? People go for 5 days straight in a row, and on the Friday night or Saturday night, they will go to pubs. They'll get drunk and they'll think, it's enough. And why they'll go to drunk? They're not happy. So they go there, they want to have the shot, they want to just and take this load off by boozing or just doing parties, especially the kids in 20s and 30s. So they do it every weekend, mostly. Why? Because they think everything is in future, but they are not able to enjoy their present. So they need these things to release the pressure. But that doesn't really relieve pressure.
So, as a coach or as an experienced person, so what do you suggest these teenagers, like what they have to do or what they can do it?
So one thing which everyone should do it while they're in school, so especially for the parents and the society, we need to make a few changes there. The purpose of education is not to find an employment. We don't want to create more and more employees. We don't want to make people go in the same way. If one may be very good at technology, other may be good at arts, someone else may be good at doing economics. But what do you want? The education system wants everyone to take the similar kind of education, take similar kind of tests, similar grades, and they will decide whether they're good or not. So that's not the right way. If someone is good at arts from the beginning, why can't we help? We should be helping them to the more and more arts. Not they don't want to learn mathematics, English, social science, a lot of it. They don't want to become an engineer. They don't want to become a scientist. So why do we want to them learn a lot about everything else?
Yes.
So if they're happy with the arts only, give them the space to learn more and more and more about art. So from this, they will learn to live a better life, a happy life in the present. Because this is their present. What happens even after 30 or 40s, people realize that they still are not happy. Whatever they're doing, if they're doing a job, their business, or any sort of style life they've chosen, or it was made them to choose. But the thing, the passion is still there.
This is the correct word. They are made to choose that life which they are not happy with.
They're not happy with. So what happens when they cross almost 35, 40s? So everyone want to do some business, and most of them want to do something which they always wanted to do when they started breathing from the since the childhood. They start doing some hobby. They start their hobby. They start their hobbies and they start working on that. So why can't we just do it at the very beginning of the childhood? At the beginning of the childhood,
yes,
we can help them begin with that.
That is the reason. So that related my question. Like, what was the first question? Is why can't we give a chance to the parents to allow the kids to choose what they're really passionate about, to find the passion?
How can we do that? The entire system is this entire system is not a mistake.
Yeah, it is not a mistake. It is not a mistake.
It's such a way that we have more and more employees. So it's not a mistake. It is well performed, well created system to make slavery, to have more slavery. So we cannot just teach everyone right now in today's world while everyone is doing the same. The parents have had the same education. So they start making unlimited into a limited thing. So as a human being, we have so much of talent, so much of passion, so much of hobbies. But what happens when you go to school, colleges, and jobs? We are exercising do one thing only.
Being into that limited. Being into that limited.
Being into the limited is like having that horse ears. Do not look here and there. But life is actually beyond that. So if we really want, so this is what happens with the people. So they're not happy because they are not present. So if they start enjoying the present, they will have more happiness. Another thing which happens is we give too much importance to money. What about health? People in 30s are not healthy nowadays. Even people are in 15 in their adolescence, in youth, they're not healthy.
They're not healthy.
They're not healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not healthy mentally. They don't have any happiness. They are not pursuing their passions. They don't have much money. They're not happy with the work. Their social life is limited nowadays. It's all virtual life for the pubs and everything else. They don't have real friends. So they don't know the social duties. Every one of us has these social duties. We don't do that. We don't do service. We don't do our part for the society. We are not taught to do that. So that's why there's another problem arises. So when we start earning some money, so they have another problem. Now they don't have good friends, many friends, right friends, right? So they don't know, they're not healthy mentally because it is not being taught in schools, colleges, in jobs. No, organization, they don't teach you. They don't teach you about the physical health as well. So even if you go to the jobs, they will want you to do something physically so that you are good enough to be in the office. But really, they don't want you to be at the physical health. Nowadays, a lot of people are really looking into the physical health, but still, that's not enough. So this is where we need to get in and look into the mindset. What's happening there? So why? And the major problem with the people in 30s and 40s happens is that they don't know what route to take. They have been learning for 40 years, straight 40 years, to do a job. So if they want to do something else, they want to pursue their passion, or they want to start their own business, they don't know what to do. They're not mentored, they're not taught about it, so they're stuck there. And they seek out the help, they want help from the people around them, which are in the similar, who are in this, doing the similar kind of jobs. So they don't get that help from them as well. What happens? They get into more misery, more unhappiness. So they're doing the jobs, they're doing the businesses which they don't want, they don't like it, and they start to do something which they always wanted to do, and they are really passionate about it, but they don't have ways. They don't have any help available to them. So another thing which we can do with the people in 30s and 40s especially, they need to find out the right people. So if someone is an artist, for example, by heart, I'm not talking about the passion or the jobs, something within. So life is from within, not from the outside. So when someone starts living from within, we call it life. There's a saying that what is that work which you always want to do, which we always pursue, you will always do, even if you are not get paid for it. That is something you must do. If there's something which you can do without money, if you're not being paid for entire life, not I would say entire life, but yeah, some part of it, and you're still loving it, you must pursue it. But we don't get that help. That what to do next? Out of 7 billion people, only few people have this answer that what to do. They know what to do, where to go, how to get help, and everyone needs help. Every one of us needs help. But what happens? We reach out to our friends, we reach out to our society. They don't know nothing about it. So we struggle again. So this is what we don't want to do. If you want to have a better business, if you want to pursue a passion of our own, find those people who are passionate about their work, who have been living their life with their passions. They're doing the similar kind of business you want to do, and who are A's, maybe not A's, even who are growing. We need to reach out to them. We need to come out of our comfort zone. This is another problem. People want to stay in their comfort zone. They want to pursue a lot of things, but our mindset is created in such a way that you don't want to come out of your comfort zone. So they see that someone is doing good, but they will not reach out to him.
Yeah. So in this scenario, that's what I was asking. So here the belief system and the values come into the action, right? So to know their values or to know about their beliefs, what they believe at the younger age. So that are suppressed, that are inside them, where the outside world is not making them to bring out that belief, so that they can believe that they have the self-esteem in them and get motivated. Get motivated with that beliefs and values what they have in them, so that they can be passionate even at the age of 20 or 30 or 40.
Absolutely. Another thing, in our societies, failure is not considered a very good thing. But if you go to the business world, if you go to the people who are passionate about their life, failure is just another good thing for them. It's a milestone.
There is a milestone.
This is a milestone to achieve.
It's a milestone to achieve.
Greatest success for them. But in our societies, failure is a taboo. So, and from since the childhood, we are taught that failure is a very bad thing. You cannot fail, and if you cannot fail, we cannot succeed at all. So, if we will fail multiple times before achieving anything. So, when a child first starts to walk, he fell down so many times. No one started running just after the birth. At least it doesn't happen in humans. It may happen in cows, goats, but not in humans. So we fail a lot of time, and then we progress, and then we become good at it, right? Similarly, in the world of business, in the world of entrepreneurship, in the world of happiness, we need to fail a lot of time, and which is seen as a taboo. No, so don't worry about it. If you wish to do something, please do that. If you're failing, that's a good thing. Failing on one thing is just saying that you just do not know the right way, but you're making right progress.
Yes.
So the more and more you fail, you will be closer to your success, to the greatest success. So Thomas Edison, I think he said it once that if you want to succeed earlier, double the rate of your failures. Double the rate of your failures. So, which is not taught by our society. So this is what we need to do. If you want to pursue your dream, if you want to go behind your dream, fail as many as time you can do that. So there is an interesting story.
Can you tell me one statement about this? Like, I mean, the failure is equal to success. Like any statement, core statement of yours.
I will tell you a story. So a small story. A guy was 23 years of old when he got when he failed in his political career, and at around 27 he got divorced, and then he at 30 at 27 he got divorced. At 27 he was mentally sick because of that, and at 30 or 31 he failed his political career one more time, and at 43 he failed his vice president election. He lost it, and at 51 or 53 he became the president of America. And this guy's name was Abraham Lincoln, the greatest president of United States of America.
Yeah.
And if he wouldn't have, kept pursuing his dream, he wouldn't have become the amazing personality. Another story of KFC. This guy failed until he was 67, and then he became KFC. So he found that special masala thing, some recipe from his mother, and he tried it, and he tried to sell this recipe for 10 to 20 years. No one would accept it, but finally it got accepted. He started his own franchises, own business, and now he's getting so much of royalty up throughout the world. So he's no more, but he's got succeeded at the age of 67. Another story about Thomas Edison. So when he invented the bulb, so he failed for more than 10,000 times before he finally invented the bulb. So these story tells us that failure is a good thing. Don't worry about it. So this is what we need to tell our kids, the new generations, and the people in the 30s and 40s, wherever they are. Don't worry about the failures. Fail as many times as you can. That's okay. But still follow your dreams. Keep following your dreams. Keep following your heart until you reach there. And how? If you want to simplify the way, find those people who are already there. So if you're still you're stuck in the same circle, you were there, you will not be able to proceed further, because we are average of our closest circle. So if I'm not able to do something, or if I'm doing something at any extent, that means I'm surrounded by like-minded people. If I want to go beyond that, we need to find more people who are doing better than us. So we need to come out of our comfort zone. That's the first thing. We need to come out.
Yeah, fine.
Meet those people who are doing better than us. We need not to envy them. We need to learn from them. So the good thing about these people is that, I'll take another example. If a person eats potato and he does he vomits, so he will always vomit potato. But if the person has eaten cheese, he will vomit cheese, he or she, right? So if someone is better than you, and they will start speaking to you or sharing something, they will always speak cheese, right? Because they have eaten so much of cheese, so much of entrepreneurs, the business experience, life experience, happiness. So they will always speak that only. They have no other option but to speak that out, to share that out. So this is our duty. If we want to do something better in our life, we need to find those people, reach out to them, learn from them. So this is this smallest
adaptability.
Yeah, adaptability, not adaptability. I would call it living in the comfort zone, going in the growth zone, learning zone. Learning zone, and we go to growth zone.
It is a journey. Like you have to take that step from your comfort zone to the learning zone, where Absolutely. where you can learn what you really want to be.
Absolutely. And one more thing is that we need to have a solution mindset. So most of the people are stuck with problem mindset. So our mind is 2 billion-year-old device given to us, and it is not made to make us happy. It is given it is devised to make us survive. So 90% of the thoughts which comes in the mind, all are negative.
Only survive. Only to survive.
Only to survive. Only to survive. It will not give you anything happiness. It will give you more and more misery. And it will think of the future thing which can happen, which can go wrong in future. And out of that 99% never happen. So this is the problem mindset which is given to us and which is nourished by the schooling, by the society. So what we need to do, we need to have that solution mindset with us. And how do we get that solution mindset? The another question is that how do we get the solution mindset? We don't have it already.
A mentor.
From a mentor. We need to find more people who have this similar kind of mindset. We need to go out, learn books, read the books, have a morning routine, meet the people who are doing better than us. So there are few steps which are very, very important to have a solution mindset. So we start our morning routine. The way we start our morning routine, it decides the whole day.
Yeah.
What happens? Most of the people. There's a scientific study about it. So when we sleep, a lot of cortisol is released in the body, which creates a lot of negative, which is known as negative hormone, which gives us a lot of negative thoughts. So when we wake up in the morning, we have a lot of negative thoughts. So we need to have more and more dopamine hormone in our body. So what we need to do in the morning, first thing should be we do some physical exercises. So when we do physical exercises, it releases a lot of dopamine, which gives us the positive. It's a positive hormone which gives us positive experiences. So that the negativity which have been there for since last night, it reduces, and we have more and more positivity around it. Then we should learn something new every day. If we don't do that, what will happen? We'll go out, we'll do the same thing which we have been doing for years, for the lifetime, and the result will be same. If we want to change our results, we need to change our patterns. So we do some more exercise, we read something new, which is something a kind of fortunate, if not fortunate at least, which is giving us some good experiences. And we need to work on those new learnings. We take these learnings outside, we meet new people, learn from them, and start doing those things. We need to change that daily routine. So everything is there in our daily routine. So if we don't change our daily routine, results will always be the same. So that's very important.
So we have learned, one of my suggestion is, why can't you go with the people? I mean, it is not like a suggestion. Like, I would be very happy, like some of my students need some mentoring like this, though I'm doing it, but still the way what you tell is very different. So why can't you create a thing so that we can do that, giving them step by step?
That thing is already in place. So when we coach people, when we coach students, so that thing is already created. It's just that the student has to be ready for that. A lot of people find
their passion.
Find their passion. We need to start giving these education in the schools, colleges a lot, so that they understand the importance of this.
Yeah.
Because this is not being taught, and this is hidden in them. So what happens when they're in schools, they're taught that after you just complete your education, you'll have a better life. You get married, you'll get a good job, you'll have a better life. You get married, you'll have a good life. You'll get kids, you'll have a good life. What happens after that? They say, oh, my life is already hell. I didn't do nothing. That's why third reason point is very important.
It is my first question. That is the reason they are not happy. My life is hell.
Okay, we failed everything. What do we do next? Where do we go? So we can save that time. So we start giving them right education at the very beginning of the life. We can help them a lot, to all of us. Why to learn the hard way when they can learn it quickly? and at the very beginning of this stage. So we can save 40 years for anybody. So that's the motive of this this new education system, which is around the form of mentoring and coaching going out in the world. A lot of people are seeking.
Yeah. So though you created this type of education, so why can't we, approach, like, I want to know more about that in details. Maybe next time. So in that, like, what are the steps we can do to change this system of education to the new system of education?
You know what? I know a lot of governments are working on this thing nowadays, but yeah, it's my bit now. So what I help people with, everyone wants to have more money. They want more happiness, and everyone is working for money. While they should be working for the happiness, they should be working for a goal, they should be working for a vision, and money will follow them.
Yeah.
So I help a lot of people to eradicate that money thing out of their life.
Yeah.
So they need not to work for money at all. So I help them with that. So I'll share something with you. So Robert Kiyosaki, who is one of the top 10 economists, he created a quadrant. It's called ESBI, Employee Self-Employment, Business and Investors. So everyone goal to become an investor. So there are 4 kind of people: employee, who works for someone else. He doesn't have money, he doesn't have much time, he doesn't have legacy, he doesn't have much life. Self-employed are the people who are chartered accountant, doctor, lawyers, and all retail stores. They don't have more time. Because if they don't work, they don't get money. Their shop will be shut down. Business people, these self-employed and employees work for them, for the business people. And the investors, they don't work. Their money works for them. But they invest their money in the market, businesses, and the money make more money. So I help them. So we can do it at the very beginning of life. At any point of life, they can start investing. They're trends. So there are 2 kind of people on this earth. 3 to 5% of the people who are investors, who have investing habit. Rest of them are having the spending habit. So this is a huge difference. So these 3 to 5% people on this earth control most of the money on this earth. Why? Because they know the power of investment. But the rest of them, they only know how to spend the money. So if we make this habit change,
here I want to pause you. Like this investment and the spending, how can you teach the kids at which age?
Okay, this is a very important question, Madhvi, you asked, right? We need to teach the kids about investment at beginning of their life. So when they're just, kiddos, when they are 5, 6, 7, we can tell them. When we give them things to eat, when they go out with the father, the grandparents, and they spend money to have those cookies, if they start learning, so they're learning that spending thing from there.
They are only learning to spend there.
Absolutely. So we need to teach them to invest. How can we do that? So for example, if we are giving them 1 cookie a day, rather than giving them 1 cookie, we tell them, okay, if you keep this money for 2 days, save it. Not saving. If you keep this money with me today for 3 days, I'll give you double. Maybe I'll add something or more. So I have $3 in 3 days, and then my parents will give me 2 more because I have kept this money for 3 days. So that investment is $5 for them. So they can have more cookies in just 3 days. So that's a kind of investment habit. We need to create that. Second thing,
we need to create in that way. That's why. Because this thing what they have to learn where they can invest. Suppose if their what their system, like they are bound to do some jobs, right? Even when they find their job also, they can invest some of their earned money so that when they feel that their life is to the hell at the age of 40, they can have in their hands and turn their employee to the investors, right?
This is really important. So if they learn this art of investing at early ages, for example, the way you said it, what we can do that. So when these kids are in schools, colleges, they have a spending habit, but they don't have too much of money to spend.
Sure.
So while they have $10, $100, maybe $100 too much, I believe, maybe a few dollars to spend every day, if they learn the art of investing there and that, they will be millionaires within 5 to 10 years easily. With that single dollar, they can be millionaire by having this habit of investment. How can they do it? So if they, for example, if they're getting, let's say $500, maybe $100 for a month, what would they do with that money? They will spend it. But if they know how to invest it, if they start investing it in maybe, let's say in silver is cheap, then gold, right? And they purchase quality products. That's another investment. So what people do, because they have less money, they will buy cheap things. That's the worst spending habit. It's better to keep money with you, collect more money, and buy the good products, do good purchases, quality purchases. So that's an investment, because that quality product will remain you for a longer time, but that cheap product may not remain with you for a day or 2 days or a month. So, and you wouldn't believe, but most of the people who don't have much money, even after too much, from the job or from the salary, from the businesses, they don't know where their money is going away, where the money is leaking, because they are not able to control their smaller spending habits. So more than 90% of the earnings go into these smaller spends. But if they can control it, if they can convert it into an investment habit, they will surely have more and more money available to them. So this is what I've been learning, and I've been teaching a lot of people, and I have seen amazing results. Within 5 years or 10 years, people who are in their 30s, 40s, they had huge money in their bank account. So last time I was talking to a person, he was earning around, he earned around 1 million in 7 years. Right? And while we were discussing this issue, so I asked him, how much money do you have right now? He said, no, not much. And I asked him, okay, how much do you earn per month? He told me what the salary he was earning. And then I asked him, okay, how much have you earned in the last 10 years? And then he was really thinking about it. And he said, no, you know what, I earn more than $1 million. And I asked him, tell me, where did you invest it? What have you bought from it? And he was really surprised, amazed that he had done nothing much. He bought a car, he got a house, and the rest of the money was spent where he was not able to calculate. He was not able to count them. And he was like, oh wow, I lost too much of money, and I don't know, I cannot keep the count of it. Why? Because of the spending habits. So fortunately, this guy got another job when he came to me to discuss the thing that what should he be doing in the future. And I asked him, how much percentage of hike are you getting right now? He said, no, around 60%. Now, okay, what is your plan to do with that 60% hike? He said, I have no plans right now. I might be purchasing a bigger car. That's what he's doing. That's what a lot of people, they will have another EMI house or a bigger car. And I asked, okay, if you let's say if you buy a car, what would it be a liability or an investment? And he said, it would be a liability. Okay. And so if you invest the same amount, invest that amount in maybe in gold, maybe in silver, maybe in days, maybe in land, what will happen after 5 years? And I was like, it may grow, it may not grow. But I asked, if you do not invest this amount, what would happen? He said, simply I would have zero amount left. I'm sure about it, because my 15 years says that I have zero because of my spending habit. So I asked him, okay, but if you start investing today, so in 5 years you must be seeing some money in your pocket. And this habit, once you start it today, it will gradually keep on
increase.
It will be increasing and increasing. What will happen in 5 years? You will have at least more than 50% of your earnings you will convert at least 50% of your earning into investments. And that investment will give you more than 100% results. So market doubles the investment in 5 to 6 years easily. It may reduce, but you will still have some amount, but it will never be zero. But if you don't do the investment, everything, you will always have a zero in your account. So there is a saying, if you are running your house, your things, if you are spending from your job, from your salaries, from your business profits, you are poor. But if you are spending from your interest, you are rich. It doesn't matter how much you are earning. whether you are earning $1,000 or 10,000 or $1 million. If you are spending your hard-earned money, you are poor. But if you are spending the interest taken on it, you are rich. So this is the secret of rich people. So the rich is becoming rich because they're investing a lot of time. So Warren Buffett started his investment at 14 years of age, and he kept doing it. Now he's around 93, and he was at one point of time he was the second richest person on this earth. But he has this habit of investing at 14 years of age. So if you look at the gold price, how much was it 20 years down the line? 20 years earlier? Definitely, it was
hardly 3,000.
Yeah, it was way cheaper. Now it is more than 50. Means $1,000. More than $1,000.
More than.
In dollars, it is more than $1,000 per 10 gram. So if we have bought this amount, the gold at 20 years ago, we would be millionaires by default. If we took shares of a company 20 years back, maybe we've taken shares of IBM, Dell, HCL, SBI, these big firms or any firm, we might be billionaire by today anyhow. So people think that it will be a risk. There's a risk if you invest in the stock market and the gold and silver. But we are at 100% risk if we do not invest today. We're losing everything. So this is an important one.
With zero.
Investment. Absolutely. Investment. It's a habit. We must have an investment portfolio. If we want to have a safer investment portfolio, keep money in silver, gold. Saving money in bank is really a bad way of saving money. Saving is a bad habit. Spending is too bad. Investment is amazing habit. So if we do this today, we need not to worry about whether we want to have a job in future or not. Especially for kids, the school-going kids and college-going kids, if they start investing there, 75% of the money they get from whatever they would do or getting from the parents, if they start this habit of investing at this age, within 10 years, they will be millionaire by default, whether they work or not. So the money will start working for them. And this is the motive of every one of us, that money should be working for us. We shouldn't be working for money. We are human beings. We are not the money servant. Money is servant to us. Money is an energy who is helping us to enjoy our dreams, live our life.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Absolutely.
Okay. So here.
So yeah, I'll sum up this
session.
This whole thing. We'll talk about more.